Man, what's going on with you guys, man? Welcome to the channel. Hopefully everybody's doing good. And you know, what we're gonna be discussing today is 5 things I've learned in my 20s while dating. So I'll actually be 31 in a couple months. So, you know, speaking on my 20s, I feel like I can give very good advice on that. That's why I can give you guys game, because for me to be able to speak on camera like this, it took years and years of experience. Like, I've been dealing with women consistently since, you know, like for real, since 2010, 2011. That's when I really started to learn the game. Because when I was in high school, I really just didn't know what I was afraid of women. So it was just, my whole perspective was messed up. But when I got to college, that's where it began for me. I was a late bloomer because I wasn't getting women like that in high school. You know what I'm saying? So I got 5 reasons or 5 things I learned in my 20s that'll be very valuable. So let's go in and get right into it. All right, so the first thing that I learned was that you gotta stack wins, right? A lot of us men, you know, especially when I was in high school, I was an unbeliever. So I didn't really feel like it was possible for me to get a woman I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that was possible. I just thought that I could get close, but I really never thought for me it would be possible. And once you get some wins under your belt, and when I say wins, once you get a woman that you have high interest in, and she has high interest in you. So whether that's you know, it doesn't matter. You getting what you want out of the situation. So whether that was a relationship or maybe y'all having fun together, having sex, whatever that is. Once you experience that and to get a couple of those under your belt, then you'll understand that you're capable of doing what you always envisioned of doing. Stacking wins can come in other forms, right? Like stacking wins, it boosts your confidence, right? It's the same way when you watch people who play basketball, right? You start making a couple shots, right? Or it's just seeing the ball go in the hole sometimes. Like, you may be missing on your shots, but you get that layup in on a fast break, or on a fast break, you get that quick dunk in real quick. And now you feeling yourself. So now you coming down, you may hit that 3 real quick. So it's the same thing with women. Like, once you see a couple wins go in, you start to feel yourself. And I'll tell you one of those moments I was feeling myself, right? I remember I was in college and I was with my homie, rest in peace, JC, you know what I'm saying? His picture right behind me, you know what I'm saying? My dog for life. So it was me and him at the time, and it was another one of our homies. We was in college and we was sitting down, and this girl came up to us, and she was like, let's just face it, she was fat and she was ugly. She came up to me and she was like, hey, she was saying to me, hey, my friend wants to talk to you. And I'm thinking in my head, I didn't understand women nature back then. I was like 21, 20. You know what I'm saying? I didn't understand it. So I'm thinking like, man, if she looks like this, her friend must be ugly. I didn't think about that ugly friends could be with beautiful girls too. You know what I'm saying? So those beautiful girls can, you know what I'm saying, raise their value to make them look better. I didn't understand that. So boom, she was like, my friend want to talk to you. And I was like, me and my homies, we was looking like, who is the friend? So we look up, and it was one of the baddest chicks on campus. I really couldn't believe it, because at the time, this particular woman, now our campus is large. You know what I'm saying? I went to Georgia Southern University. So it's like you see the same people, but you don't. It's weird. So, but this particular woman, a lot of dudes wanted her. I remember her name and everything. A lot of dudes wanted her, straight up. And I'm thinking in my head, why does she want me? Why does she? And that was my first experience of realizing what the damage I could do. Because, and by the way, I went on to fumble the ball with that woman. Nothing happened because I was just I was just as nervous. And also too, that's another thing, and I don't want to get too far off topic, but women can't handle rejection. So that's why she sent somebody else to come talk to me. She sent the ugly friend to come speak to me. She was intimidated to come talk to me. I'm thinking I was intimidated to go talk to her. But again, that's a different story for a different day. But going back to the topic, it just proved that was a win. Once I understood, I'm like, dang, if she's attracted to me, what other girls are attracted to me? So the whole point is, like, when you start stacking those wins, that's what accelerated my growth. Because when I got to college, I started to change my image. My wardrobe changed. The type of haircut I was getting changed. I had a very, you know what I'm saying, I had a good barber, my skin was good, I was in the gym more. So, and then you're on a college campus, right? So me being around all of that, you know, I started to stack wins on wins on wins. So by the time I was out of college, I got some real good wins in my mid-20s. Once you experience that, of women not only being interested in you, but they're doing things for you, paying attention to detail, buying you food, you know what I'm saying? Buying you gifts on Valentine's Day. What else? Taking you out on dates, right? Or just planning something, spontaneous trips. Once you experience that from a woman, you don't ever go back. Now you're a believer because it's all about stacking wins. All right, the second thing I learned in my 20s was you gotta become more attractive. When I was in high school, I feel like I was ugly, right? I just hadn't came into myself. So I wasn't really, in high school, I had weight training, but I wasn't really in the gym like that. So my swag wasn't on point because, you know, in high school, I never worked a job. I didn't start working until I got to college. So in high school, I never really worked a job like that. So I never really had an excess amount of money to be spent because, you know, how your parents are, right? They, you know, they buy you clothes for the semester, you know, for Christmas and your birthday and, you know, little things here and there. But it's different being when you're an adult. I can go buy clothes when I want to. So it was just different. But when you become more attractive, you know, the type of women you deal with starts to elevate and starts to notice you. So again, that's your physique. You know, some women I deal with like tattoos. I know all dudes don't believe in tattoos. Some dude, you know what I'm saying, just having some jewelry on, keeping a fresh cut, keeping your skin clear, your nails clean, walking with your chest up, walking with confidence, because what y'all gotta understand, most of communication, what they say 90% of it is nonverbal. So it's not about what you're saying, it's about how you're coming off, your body language, your masculinity, what's your energy, what's your presence like, not being intimidated by a woman. So becoming more attractive in all ways, making your mindset better, reading more, just becoming a better conversationalist, being able to pick up on body language, all that stuff is part of being more attractive. All right, number 3, rejection is God's protection. This was something that was so difficult for me to deal with in my 20s, especially like my earlier 20s, because I would have one-itis a lot. And for those that don't know what one-itis is when you meet this one woman and you feel like she's the end of the world, I'll never find nobody better, I gotta be perfect, and you end up messing it up by self-sabotaging. So a lot of my wounds from my rejections in my 20s was self-inflicted because the women were interested in me. I just didn't know what I was doing. So that's the first level of rejection. A lot of you dudes are just self-sabotaging because you don't believe you deserve. The first thing you have to feel when you're dealing with this woman is you have to feel like you're worthy of what you want to have. You gotta feel that because this world is all about energy. You know what I'm saying? We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. So it's all energy. So if you don't feel good about yourself, if you don't feel worthy enough, naturally you're gonna mess things up because you're trying to, when is it coming? When's she gonna leave me? Oh, it's only a matter of time. So you thinking all this stuff and you putting that energy out and then your actions kind of show that you don't believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not putting yourself first. But once you get up out of that, it's the rejection of, you know, maybe the woman not being interested or her playing games or whatever it is, right? Her just not texting you back, her ghosting you, her flaking on you, her not returning your call, texting back 6-7 hours later, putting obstacles in your way. Y'all know what rejection is, right? I think what you got to understand is I look at it now like that's God's protection. Clearly he's protecting me from this person. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you kind of got to look at it. Oh, she said no, but the next one will say yes. She said no, but the next one will say yes, because it's a numbers game. Everything in life is a numbers game. Now, I'm not saying treat it like on some robotic stuff, but what I'm saying is just because this woman doesn't like you or is not willing to cooperate doesn't mean the next woman won't. And that's why the first point I said about stacking wins is so important, because when you stack wins, it makes the rejection easier. All right, number 4, you gotta chase your dreams. You gotta have something bigger going on. Like, I remember when I would try to fake act like I had stuff going on when I really didn't. I would try to portray myself in a certain way, but I wasn't being true to myself. See, a man that's chasing his dreams doesn't chase women, because your dreams will never run away from you. You know what I'm saying? Your dreams actually want to come and find you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like looking for it, playing hide and seek, and then you find it and you embrace. That's what I'm trying to be on. But you got to chase your dreams. Women are attracted to guys that know where they're going, that they got, you know, saying leadership ability. A woman wants a guy that has his own program. He's going somewhere. It's like driving a car and knowing exactly where you're going. I know I'm gonna make a left here. There's many ways to get there, but I know where I'm going. Versus a guy who doesn't know where he's going. He's all over the place. And the woman wants to get out the car because he doesn't know where he's going. Yeah, you driving, but where are we going? You know what I'm saying? So as a man, you gotta have something bigger going on. Because if not, a woman's gonna leave you for a guy who has more ambition. A woman that you ultimately have in your life that's gonna be your wife or just long-term girlfriend, whatever you want, she has to motivate you in a way where you chase your dreams even harder because you wanna give her the world. And if a woman doesn't make you feel like that, and what I mean also too, I forgot this part, and also she's pouring into you. She's paying attention to detail. She's making your life easier. And that makes you want to chase your dreams even harder. You know what I'm saying? Women find that attractive. The women I've had the best time with, they know who they are. They believed in my dreams. You know what I'm saying? They believed in my dreams. And that was a turn on for them. And that's what you want. So you got to chase your dreams. That's why that's one of probably the biggest lessons I learned. Women find guys that's chasing their dreams sexy because they're not comfortable. They got a place they going. A woman like, dang, like he's killing all these milestones. Like, dang, like it's a turn. And that's why women like guys with money. And the last thing I learned in my 20s is that, you know, you got to put yourself first. Women play games. And, you know, what you got to understand is a woman can't play games with you if you put yourself first. So anytime you sense a woman pulling back, so you gotta treat women, shout out to Coach Corey Wayne, like a game of tennis, right? Treat it like a game of tennis. So if somebody hits the ball over the net, you hit it back, but never hit the ball over the net if the ball hasn't been hitting back. And what I mean by that is a lot of times a woman won't text us back, or maybe she gives you a maybe for a date, or maybe, you know, she hasn't hit you up like she said she would, or maybe whatever, right? She's not acting the way you want her to act, right? And anytime that happens, you have to walk away because time tells the truth. So you want a woman to show her hand. So never get upset when a woman is not cooperating with you, because all you should be thinking is that I got to put myself first. If you're not willing to rock with me, the next woman will. And this is why, going back to the first point, when you have wins under your belt, and if you have one of those wins currently, you're good because you already got somebody. So that's why stacking wins are important, because even if you don't got somebody, you know what it's like for a woman to rock with you. So if you're being difficult, not texting me back, not trying to agree on a date, saying that you're busy for the next 2 years, if you're making all those excuses, I'm good, I'm gonna walk away. Because time tells the truth. You know what I'm saying? Time tells the truth. People make time for who they want to make time for. And baby girl, my time is limited on this earth, so I'm not gonna waste it with somebody who doesn't want to be around me. And that's the mindset you gotta have. That's another big lesson I learned that towards the end of my 20s. Women will waste your time and not care one bit. Y'all remember that story I told you a couple weeks? If you don't, it was this woman where I met her on a dating app, right? And I was trying to get to the FaceTime and she unmatched me. So that means that, you was just gonna have a conversation with me. You never had no intentions of taking things further, because it's not like I said, hey, let's meet up in person. I said, hey, let's do a FaceTime. Let's see if we rock with each other by talking and looking at each other through video. She wasn't willing to do that. She was trying to waste my time. A part of that's vetting. You know what I'm saying? I called her, I made her show her hand. So that's what you gotta understand. Women are gonna play games, but when you put yourself first, you win in the end. All right, guys, so these are my 5 tips that I learned in my 20s. Hopefully these things can help you guys out. And like I say in all my videos, man, continue to put yourself first. All right, guys, that's my video for today. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. Guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.